Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Here tonight at the Concord Speedway in Concord, North Carolina, for the third race of the season in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. In 2 weeks, we've seen two different winners here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Week 1, we saw Michael Bumgarner coming out of what looked like nowhere at the Five Flag Speedway. And then last week, we saw Mike Ashby head to victory lane at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Will we see a different winner here tonight in race number 3? And after 20 minutes of practice, Mark Keatman Jr. in the MK Performance number 2 at the top of the board. Right behind him, last week's winner at Hickory, Mike Ashby. Carter Russo in the number 21, last season's champion, and the only person to win a championship here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour Super Late Model Division. In the 4th spot, it is the P1 Performance number 1 of Ryman Castle. Behind him, and rounding out the top 5, is the CDE Collisions number 112 of Ethan Wolf. Folks, we'd love to remind you to share anytime you see the WD Broadcasting Network. Share it to your buddies or friends, anybody you think that would like to watch. We're going to go ahead and grab the link here for everybody in our channel here to make sure you get the awareness here for this good group of super late model guys. We got about 6 minutes left in the practice session. We'll give you a rundown with the point standings here so far this season. After 2 races, the top 5 in points are Michael Bumgarner, Mike Ashby, Drew Chance in the 3rd spot, Cooper Ward and Joseph Zizek in the top 5. Got a lot of guys here tonight. Field of 29 super late models at the Concord Speedway. So we are going to be in store for a great race here tonight. I'm going to step away for just a moment. You're not going to miss any of the action here on track at the Concord Speedway. I'm going to go grab a drink and get myself prepared for this fine 75 lap race here at the Concord Speedway. So we're going to step away. We're going to encourage everybody to take a moment and get a couple drinks and some popcorn and get your seats ready for this race here at Concord. Folks, we are back here at the WD Broadcasting Network, getting set for our race here tonight at the Concord Speedway. We got a field of what looks to be 29 cars getting set and ready to go for 75 laps of action here at the Concord Speedway. A couple big things that we've noticed so far here tonight. Points leader Michael Bumgarner not looking like he's going to make the call, and with only a couple minutes left in the practice session, it looks very undoubtedly that our points leader here tonight, coming into tonight, will be here at the Concord Speedway. Take a few looks around the racetrack right now. Alex Sexton in the P1 Performance Graphics by WD FLF Race Cars number 9, heading into turn 3 here at Concord. The mini tricky triangle, as it's been come to be known. There's only 3 corners, and Alex Sexton having a hard time getting through the back straightaway there. Right behind him just a little bit, the P1 Performance teammate, the number 1 of Ryman Castle, also having some trouble. Looks like he made some contact with an invisible car there. And on the racetrack, in down the back straightaway, the winningest driver here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, Cardoruso in the MK Performance number 21, winning 2 championships here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour and a bunch of wins to go along with that. Ethan Wolf in the ABC Auto Repair Tri-State Disposal CDE Collisions number 112, sitting in the 7th place spot. He's looking for a good run as he currently sits. Ethan currently sitting back in 11th in points, so he's going to need a good run here tonight if he wants to turn things around early on in the season. So we're going to go step to a really quick commercial break, going to fix something before the practice session, or before the qualifying session starts here. You just got to fix one thing, and we'll be set and ready to go racing here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Sorry, Concord Speedway. We're having a rough time getting through words here tonight. So that is going to wrap it up for qualifying, and we are set, or for practice. We are set and ready to go for qualifying here. We're going to wait for somebody to pop out on the speedway, and we will get some onboard footage here for everybody in the stands. Looks like first out on the racetrack is going to be the P1 Performance Row Age Motorsports Graphics by WD number 61. As he rolls down the back straightaway and heads into the final corner here at Concord. Only 3 turns here. Up and out of the corner, it's the number 61 from Osceola, Indiana, Zach Woods. Zach Woods on the racetrack. Zach making 2 starts already this season, currently sitting in the 13th spot in points, and Woods going to have some trouble there on lap number 1. He's going to get it set and ready to go for the second lap here. He's going to have to make a good one here as he goes into turn 1 and 2 for the second time here, trying to clean it up a little bit. This time, Alex Sexton in the P1 Performance number 9 at the top of the board. Woods very sideways, and he's going to go up and over. We saw him get a little bit sideways going into the corner there. He's going to have some problems, going to roll across the finish line backwards. Jimmy Gowker in the PWI Preferred Warranties R&B Car Company number 2 on lap number 2 here, trying to pick it up just a little bit. He's sitting in the 4th spot currently, and out of turn 3, he's going to come to the stripe. Second lap time for Gowker, going to slow down just a little bit. Cardoruso in the MK Performance jumps up to 3rd quick on the board. Out on the racetrack now, the P1 Performance Castle Setup Shops Rocket Fabrication and Suspension number 1. As he rolls down the back straightaway and heads through turns 3 and 4. The P1 Performance number 1 from Napanee, Indiana. It is Ryman Castle. Ryman showed a lot of speed there early on in the practice session. Going to try and carry that over into qualifying as he heads into turn 3. Gotta stop saying 4 because there's not 4 in lap number 1 for Castle. He's going to go to the top of the board with a 15.37 for Ryman Castle. And that, my friends, is a new track record. Castle trying to pick it up even more on lap number 2 as he comes across the stripe. As he slows down just a little bit. The other guy who was quick in practice here today, the Justin Brooks Designs 00 Elite Performance Industries from Myodan, North Carolina. It's Mike Ashby, and he comes across the line and goes a 15.41. That puts the 00 of Mike Ashby into the 4th spot. Only one more car on the racetrack. Ethan Wolf in the CDE Collisions, number 112 from Crete, Illinois. It's Ethan Wolf on the speedway. He heads into turns 1 and 2 and down the oddly shaped back straightaway. He got dives into turns 3 and 4. Looks like a pretty good lap as he hits the loud pedal off the corner and at the stripe for Wolf. For Ethan Wolf, he's going to go to the 7th quick on lap number 1. Also on the track now, the driver with the 2nd most wins in series history. He's got 11, one behind Russo, trying to tie it here tonight in the MK Performance number 2. It is Mark Keatman Jr. Keatman a little bit sideways off the corner. That might hurt his lap time a little bit. Keatman to the 8th place on lap number 1. He slides up through turns 1 and 2 there, heading down the back straightaway. Looks like lap number 2 not going to be as good as lap number 1 for Keatman as he gets up off the corner. Lap number 2 slowing down quite a bit. So put Mark Keatman in the 8th place position. 20 cars taking a time here tonight on the racetrack now. Peyton Hamlet into the number 19P. We saw him make one start already this season. A couple weeks ago at the Five Flag Speedway, had a pretty good run. He's going to try and carry that momentum from week number 1 here tonight. As he heads to the line, lap number 1, put Peyton Hamlet 13th quick. As we approach 5 minutes left in this qualifying session, Peyton Hamlet, only car on the racetrack right now for his 2nd lap, trying to get a little bit more out of turn number 3. He'll jump up to 10th place, move Peyton Hamlet into the top 10. So we'll put the top 5 up on the board here for you guys so you can see who is all up there. As it sits, Ryman Castle in the P1 Performance, number 1 at the top of the board. Alex Sexton, P1 teammate, in 2nd. James Pileski in the number 93, sitting 3rd. Mike Ashby in the Elite Performance Industries 00 in the 4th spot. The ABC Auto Repair, number 112. It's Ethan Wolf. So 21 cars taking time so far. As the qualifying session wraps up to a close. We're going to let these drivers get their drivers meeting underway. As they do that, we will be right back in just a couple of moments here on the WD Broadcasting Network, getting set and ready for the grid. So we will be right back here at the Concord Speedway. Folks, we are set and ready to roll here at the Concord Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. And as we are getting ready to set these drivers off, we are going to go to the broadcast booth and bring our fast qualifier in, Ryman Castle. Ryman, we saw you had a lot of early speed there in the practice session. You're sitting around the top 5 or so, and luckily you were able to go out later in the session and lay down a fast time lap and a new track record.
Got me?
Yep, I got you. Okay, I'm going to go over it. My bad. Ryman, we saw you pretty close to the top of the board there in the practice session, and we saw a lot of early speed, and you were able to go out later in the session and go to the top of the board, so you got to be feeling pretty good here going into the 75-lap event.
Yeah, not my favorite track, but I figured it out. Me and Nathan Coaster really worked a lot at the late end of this week to figure out the setup, and he helped me out a lot with some pointers, and I got to thank him a lot for helping me out tonight.
Alrighty, well, shouts out all around to the P1 Performance gang. You're going 1-2 here tonight in qualifying. Do you think you guys can maintain those spots later in the race?
Hopefully. We know there's some weapons out there that don't really care for us, so we'll try our best and let her rip.
Alrighty, well, good luck, Ryman. Maybe we can talk to you post-race.
Yep, thanks, man.
Alrighty, well, folks, that was Ryman Castle, the fast qualifier here tonight. And as we get ready to go racing, we'll go over the Kuko E Motorsports grid rundown here. So here we are tonight at the top of the board. Ryman Castle from Napanee, Indiana on the pole. To his outside, the P1 Performance teammate of Alex Sexton. In rows 2 and 3, we have James Pileski and Mike Ashby, Ethan Wolf and Hunter Harriet in the number 18 machine. Carter Russo, Mark Keaton, the MK Performance boys rounding out row number 4. Rounding out the top 10, Joseph Cizek and Peyton Hamlet. Kenneth Kuko, Jimmy Gauker in row 6. Went too far there. Having a blunder of a night here, boys. Drew Chance, John Piet in row number 7. David Lux, Chris Schaefer, Adam Roberson, Galen Clark, Zachary McKendry, Jeremy Freeman rounding out the top 20. You guys can see them all on the screen. So we put that away and get ready to go for 75 laps of racing. Pace car pulling off of the speedway here, and it's in the hands of Ryman Castle and Alex Sexton here. And out of turn number 3, they see the green flag. Castle and the loud pedal wheat car racing here into turn number 1. You see the field scrambling in there. Everybody trying to find a little bit of room here early on. Alex Sexton able to slip into that second spot. It looks like everybody's staying pretty calm for now. Ethan Wolf in the CDE collisions, number 112 up into the 4th spot. Already Carter Russo also trying to get to the inside of Mike Ashby early on. As Ashby going up the racetrack, a little bit of contact made there. Everybody's scrambling for a little bit of room. Peyton Hamlet having a moment there down the back straightaway, and early on everybody's scrambling for a lot of room and not a lot of space here. As Mark Keatman moves to the inside of Mike Ashby, move Ashby all the way back to the 8th spot. Not a good start for the Justin Brooks Designs 00. And out front it is the P1 Performance number 1 of Ryman Castle leading the way so far. As I say that, the caution flag flies. Looks like out back, Ryan Freeman in the number 3 pointed the wrong direction, so we'll take a look at what happened here in our Brooks Motorsports replay here. So it looks like going into turn 3, Zachary McKendry in front of the Sundrop number 3 of Freeman. Gets a little bit sideways, and Freeman with nowhere to go. Already committed to that outside lane. We saw McKendry go for a wild ride upside down. As those guys are with some pretty heavy damage here already in this one. 6 laps in. And so far, it is that P1 Performance number 1 of Ryman Castle. As we see the field pacing it down the back straightaway. Quite a few cars here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. 23 cars making the call here. starting the race. Sorry, 22 cars. As the field makes their way through turn 3. Odd little track here in Concord, North Carolina. Obviously, you see it as a triangle track, as we take a close look from our friends up in the booth. A very difficult track for these drivers to get a handle on. As the field gets ready to go back racing, we got to thank a couple of our sponsors here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, as well as the WD Broadcasting Network. Brooks Motorsports helping out the series quite a bit, as well as Kuko E Motorsports. A bunch of guys over there and from those teams helping out a lot to give these guys a reason to race every Wednesday night. So as the field makes their way into turn 1, you see everybody pretty spread out here under the yellow flag. You got to wonder here at a track like the Concord Speedway, are these guys going to try and save their tires for the late run, or are they going to go for it early? Because from personal experience, Concord track with a lot of tire wear, but also really hard to pass. So a couple guys we're probably gonna see a bunch of different strategies here tonight. This one should be shaping up to be quite the race. The field seeing the white flag as they head into turn number 1. We'll be going green next time by, once again at the Concord Speedway. As Castle up front, Sexton to his outside. It's going to be in the hands of the P1 Performance boys as the pace car pulls to the bottom side of the racetrack. The field makes their way through turn number 3. Castle into the loud pedal, and we are back racing here at Concord. The field heading into turn number 1. Everybody fighting for space here. Castle able to clear Sexton once again and move the P1 Performance boys back up front. James Pileski trying to hold off Carter Russo. A little bit of contact. Pileski sliding up the racetrack. Where is he? 3 wide into turn number 1, and Russo hard into the outside wall. Russo pointed the wrong direction there. 3 guys going into turn 1, 3 wide, and just not enough room. And those guys all going to be making some contact, as we saw it started there going into turn 3. Carter Russo getting into the back of James Pileski right there, and you see it jacks up Pileski, and that allows Mark Keeman to get to the inside, and he went in there, and Pileski just shooting up the racetrack just a little bit, and Carter Russo going for a wild ride in turn number 1. As back up front, the Rocket Fabrication and Suspension P1 Performance number 1 sitting pretty in that top spot with his P1 Performance teammate right behind him. So P1 Performance boys definitely got it figured out here tonight at Concord, as they have led the entire way through this one. .13 laps in here at the Concord Speedway, under caution for the second time here tonight. We got 75 laps of racing here. Couple heavy hitters involved early on in wrecks in this one. Carter Russo not having the season he's had in the past couple seasons here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, having a few pretty bad runs early on the first 2 races and having another poor start to this race. So he's all the way back in the 22nd position down on pit road. Crew hard at work trying to get the MK Performance number 21 back on the speedway. As we still ride under the caution flag. See the top 20 up on the board. We've said it a couple times before, but it's not often in iRacing events that you're fighting for a spot in the top 20, but here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, the competition is very fierce, and a top 20 might mean something to a few sponsors looking out. So a lot of good competition here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Definitely do not want to miss any of their races, as we have a couple really good tracks coming up in the future here. Here tonight at the Concord Speedway. Next week you'll see us at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, and for race number 5 on the season, the week after that, September 7th, Southern National Motorsports Park. So a couple good tracks coming up in the future here. As the pace car drops to the bottom side of the racetrack, it's in the hands of Ryman Castle once again. Out of turn 3, he's in the loud pedal. We are back racing here once again. Alex Sexton going to have some company there for the second spot this time. Mark Keatman Jr. trying to come back, and around is David Lux in the P1 Performance number 4. We'll take a look at what happened on the WD Broadcasting Network replay. As you see right here, Lux on the start, already having a little bit of damage to that Castle Speed Shop number 4. So he looks like he goes into the straightaway, and the 12 car just didn't have an idea that he was down there, and comes down, and the 4 car goes into the inside wall, and we are back under caution here for the third time here tonight. As we see David Lux rolling around to catch up to the back of the field. A couple guys up front here looking for their first win here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Ryman Castle, Alex Sexton never had a win here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, so a couple guys going for the first time here. Mark Keatman Jr., a guy who we've seen in victory lane quite a few times here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, collecting 11 wins here in the series. Ethan Wolf also looking for his first victory in the number 112 in the 4th spot, as well as Hunter Harriet sitting 5th in the number 18. So right now we're looking like we could very well see a first-time winner here tonight. Fans in the virtual stands, we would love to thank you for tuning in here tonight. We'd also encourage you to interact as much as you can down in the comment section below. We'd like to have some open discussion as long as everybody keeps it nice and friendly down there. Our first question here tonight is, who do you have to win this one early on in the event? Will it be that speedy number 1 of Ryman Castle, or will it be a P1 Performance teammate such as Alex Sexton or Jimmy Gowker back in the 10th spot? Is Mark Keatman Jr. going to be able to hang on up front and get around the top 2 guys for his 12th win, a record-tying win number 12? Or will it be one of the guys outside of the top 3? You got to let us know down in the comment section below who you're cheering for and who you think will win this race. As we approach lap number 22, the field's going to see the white flag. We are going to be back and ready to go racing next time by at Concord. As the field makes their way down the back straightaway under caution, pace car drops to the bottom side, once again in the hands of Ryman Castle and Alex Sexton. And out of turn number 3, Sexton and Castle into the loud pedal hard. They're going to go into the corner even this time, but here comes Mark Keatman in the MK Performance number 2. Castle a little bit slow off of the corner, and we are back under yellow once again. A couple cars going around out back, Ethan Wolf and David Lux involved. As we'll take a look at what happened there. It looks like going into turn number 1, Harriet sailed it to the bottom side there, and Wolf not expecting it, just didn't have enough room there, and Ethan Wolf pointed the wrong direction. Also involved the number 18 machine right in front of them, Jeremy Freeman in the number 18. Also making some heavy contact, so a couple cars involved. And that puts us under caution for the third time tonight. As back up front, we see the P1 Performance teammates Ryman Castle and Alex Sexton still able to hang on to the top 2 spots. Last couple restarts, though, we've seen that third place runner Mark Keatman Jr. making some good attempts for that second spot. Unfortunately, the caution comes out right before he gets past the number 9 of Alex Sexton. So look out for Mark Keatman, as he is definitely showing quite a bit of speed here early on here at Concord. Looks like the pace car lights going off on the iRacing.com pace truck. That means we are going to be set and ready to go back green flag racing here at the Concord Speedway. Is once again in the hands of the number 1 of Ryman Castle as he rolls into turn number 3. Up and out of the corner, he goes way later this time. He's going to have the advantage going into turn number 1. Mark Keatman once again looking to the inside of Alex Sexton for that second spot. He's going to get to the inside, down the back straightaway. Here comes Mark Keatman trying to make a bid for the second spot. As I say that, another caution out back. David Lux in the P1 Performance number 4 involved, as well as the number 3 of Chris Schaefer. We'll take a look at what happened there as they were stopped there on the, coming onto the back straightaway. Looks like the 3 car of Christopher Schaefer making a little bit of contact with the number 5 of John Piet. So we'll take a look at what happened here as they headed into turn number 1. See the 5 and the 3 make a little bit of contact on the exit of the corner, and around went the number 3 of Schaefer. David Lux piling in and upside down going Schaefer. Unfortunately, he's going to land it back on all 4. He's going to be able to continue on in this one. And after a series of caution, I've just learned from the officials here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour, we will be going to single file restarts. And luckily for that number 9 of Alex Sexton, he's going to be able to retain that second spot despite the hard charge from the number 2 of Mark Keatman Jr. The single file restart's definitely going to help that number 9 machine maintain his spot up in the top 3. Because as we saw earlier, that top side is not the place to be here. We saw Mike Ashby early on in this one go from 4th place all the way back to the 8th place in just a couple of laps. And fortunately, he's been able to recover up to the 6th position as he currently rides behind the number 19 of Peyton Hamlet, who rounds out the top 5. Another guy looking for a good run, Joseph Cizek in the number 29 machine, looking for a good run here tonight. He's had a couple good runs here to start off the season as he currently sits in the 5th spot in points, so a good run here tonight can boost him up just a couple of spots. As everybody should be going up 1 spot as our points leader coming into tonight. The number 97 of Michael Bumgarner, unfortunately not going to be able to make the call here. So he's going to drop away from the points lead, and it's going to be a scramble to see who's going to pick up the top spot in points. Ryman Castle, your leader, looking for a really good run here, as he currently sits all the way back in the 23rd position, so not a good start to the season. Fortunately, it's still early on, and if Ryman Castle can keep up this speed, might be one to look out for it later in the season. As the lights go off on the pace car, it drops to the bottom side of the racetrack. We are ready to go. Back underway. Ryman Castle, Alex Sexton, Mark Keatman. We are back racing. Castle going nice and early this time. Alex Sexton having some trouble out of the corner. Mark Keatman Jr. going to look to the top side, trying to do the top side tango on the number 9 of Sexton as they head down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. Into turn number 3, side by side. Everybody's starting to get a little bit single filed out throughout the field. Still up front, Alex Sexton trying to battle side by side with Mark Keatman. It looks like he clipped the apron there. That's going to move Mark Keatman up to position number 2 here. Move Mark Keatman Jr. up to the second spot. Ryman Castle in the number 1 with about a 7/10 of a second lead. He is really starting to pull away here, as we are just about to reach the halfway point in this race. Look at the banking there in turn number 3. A lot of these guys really relying on that upward banking to turn the car. Carter Russo back out onto the speedway, battling with Ethan Wolf in the number 112. As we have a caution once again. Looks like it's the number 18 of Jeremy Freeman slowing coming out of turn number 3. We'll take a look at what happened here on the WD Broadcasting Network replay. So it looks like he was coming up out of turn number 2, had a little bit of trouble getting the power down in the number 18 machine. So he comes to a slide down to the inside, makes some hard contact with that inside wall. Handling might have been going away there on the number 18. He saw some damage before he got to the wall. Definitely does not help here at the Concord Speedway. He's back under yellow once again here at the Concord Speedway. Under yellow for the 6th time here tonight. 39 laps completed here. Or working lap number 39. We sit behind the pace car right now. We'll go on board with the number 1 machine of Ryman Castle. See what exactly he is viewing here in this one. Here we are on board with the number 1 of Castle under yellow behind the pace car. Setting a smooth and steady pace. This is not going to be a good sign for him, as we saw him get quite the jump there due to those single file restarts, but that's all going to be reset. We saw Mark Keatman have some pretty strong speed here early on. He might be able to track down that P1 Performance number 1 of Ryman Castle. Go past the Kukui Motorsports backstretch camera there. The field rolling behind the iRacing.com pace car. We come to 41 laps in this 75-lap event. I believe the light's going off on the iRacing.com pace car. Maybe not. Not quite ready to go back green here. Field starts to bunch up. They're acting like they're going green, and the pace car does pull to the bottom side of the racetrack. So race control deciding the lineup is good and ready to go. It's going to be Castle and Keatman. Castle going nice and early. We saw a little bit of contact there before they even took the flag. Mark Keatman falling back quite a bit. That's going to slip him back to the clutches of the number 9 of Alex Sexton. But right away, Ryman Castle already out to quite a lead here. 0.4 of a second here on the first lap of the restart. Keatman in the number 2, closing it quite a bit there in turn number 3 that time. He's got some speed and ready to show it off to the rest of the world as he starts to track down the number 1 of Ryman Castle. As they work their way out of turn number 3, we are 44 laps into this one. Ryman Castle leading every bit of the way so far, but right now he's got company on the back door. Mark Keatman right there on the back bumper of the number 1 of Ryman Castle. Castle going for his first win. Keatman going for win number 12. A little bit of contact made out of turn 3 that time. We saw Keatman get in the back end of the number 1 of Ryman Castle as he starts to close in quite a bit on the P1 Performance number 1. Castle able to hang on for now as Keatman still right there, closing in quite a bit on corner exit. We see him slip to the inside. Is he going to be able to get in there? It looks like he's going to have some room going into turn number 3, and Ryman Castle slamming the door shut. Castle able to hang on to the lead as we work lap number 48. Keepman all over that back bumper. Castle desperately trying to hang on to that top spot. Keepman almost clipping the wall there, heading into turn 3 that time. Here comes the number 9 of Alex Sexton, looking to make this a 3-car battle for the top spot here at Concord. As the field working their way down the back straightaway, Ryman Castle still out front in a charge in this one as he comes to lap number 50, coming up on 25 laps to go. Keepman all over the back bumper, just not able to make a move work so far. Here he looks to the bottom side down the back straightaway. Castle slamming the door shut once again into turn number 3. Sexton in that number 9 in the catbird seat in case these top 2 tangle here. But so far, Castle able to hang on to the top spot despite the hard charges from the number 2 of Mark Keatman. As Keatman trying again to look to the inside, not going to make it happen. 24 laps to go at the stripe that time. As Keatman starting to close in quite a bit all over the back bumper of Ryman Castle as they head into turn number 3. 23 to go as the field crosses the stripe. Alex Sexton once again all over the back bumper of Mark Keatman. Here comes Keatman making a charge down the back straightaway. Almost contact made there as they head into turn number 3. Castle slides up the track a little bit. Here comes Mark Keatman Jr. looking to the inside. Keatman to the bottom side of Ryman Castle. Move Mark Keatman in the MK Performance number 2 to the top spot with 22 laps to go. It's Keatman out front now, getting ahead of the P1 Performance number 1 of Ryman Castle. Castle trying to stay as close as he can here as we approach 21 laps to go. He's going to have to try and rally back and get back around the number 2 of Mark Keatman if he wants any shot at this one. As we take a look at the field going into turn number 1, a lot of guys spread out throughout the 3-turn Concord Speedway. As Keatman working his way down the backstretch with 20 laps to go. Sexton trying to look to the inside of the number 1 of Ryman Castle later in this one for that second spot. As Castle working his way down the back straightaway as he heads into turn number 3. Sexton looks like he's able to drive that number 9 into the corner quite a bit harder than Ryman Castle. But Castle making up for it on the exit of the corner. 18 laps to go at the stripe as Mark Keatman Jr. is starting to approach lap traffic here in the late stages of this one. You see Chris Schaefer slower in front of him. He's definitely going to catch him here with 17 laps to go. And while we are under green here, we'll go for a WD Broadcasting Network crank it up here with 17 laps to go. We're going to be riding on board with the leader, the number 2 of Mark Keatman. That, folks, was a couple laps around the Concord Speedway. The lap car, the number 5, moving up out of the way. Ryman Castle trying to make a couple more charges here late in this one as we have 13 laps to go. 13 laps to go. Castle starting to reel the number 2 back in just a little bit that time by. Keatman about a 10th faster than Castle here with 12 laps to go. Castle's going to have to try and work that number 1 as fast as he can to try and get back to the back bumper of the number 2. This field seeing 11 laps to go. Times just about even between the top 2 that time. As they head into turn number 3, Keatman in the lead, Castle in second. A battle for the 3rd spot. Joseph Cizek trying to hang on to the 4th spot. Peyton Hamlet in the number 19 right on his back bumper. Kenneth Kuko in the number 10 spot, rounding out the top 10, trying to get around Zach Woods in the 61, who currently rides 9th place. As Woods getting to the bottom side of the slower lapped car there. Everybody able to make it by cleanly. 8 laps to go up front for the leader, Mark Keatman Jr., trying to cruise to his 12th victory here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. As Castle trying to keep it close there, but Keatman just able to extend his lead little by little every lap. 7 to go at the stripe for the MK Performance number 2. As he works his way out of turn number 3. 6 to go at the line. The field pretty spread out here in the later stages of this one. Ethan Wolf out back trying to hang on to the 10th spot. As contact, Hunter Harriet making a little bit of contact, and Wolf slamming the door down the back straightaway. These guys going at it hard with 5 laps to go. As Keatman now starting to really extend the lead here from the number 1 of Ryman Castle. 4 to go at the stripe. Keatman trying to tie the record here, going for his 12th career victory here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. As they roll around turn number 3, everybody up and off of your feet. The 3s go up in the air. 3 laps to go here for Mark Keatman Jr. at the Concord Speedway. Castle almost a second back as they head down the back straightaway. Keatman setting the number 2 on cruise control. He's going to see the popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go this time by for Mark Keatman Jr. Rolling into turn number 1 and down the back straightaway. Keatman out front by quite a ways here. It's going to take quite a bit for the field to catch him, and as he comes out of turn number 3, white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. Presented by Brooks Motorsports. Mark Keatman's going to work his way down the back straightaway one more time, heading into turn number 3. As he takes the wide arc into the corner, up and out of the corner, win number 12 in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. Winner at Concord is Mark Keatman Jr. Keatman picking up win number 12 here. He's going to tie for the record for most wins all time. So Mark Keatman Jr. able to hang on and to capture the victory here tonight. That should shoot him up quite a bit in the point standings. After the first 2 weeks of competition, we saw Mark Keatman trying to find exactly where Keatman was in points. Keatman all the way back in the 19th spot. And that should shoot him up quite a ways here in the point standings as he picks up the victory here tonight. As we are going to step away in just a moment here. We're going to step away for just a moment as Mark Keatman does the burnouts down the front stretch, giving the fans a nice showing. He's going to bring it back down into victory lane. We'll be right back in just a couple of moments for some interviews here on the WD Broadcasting Network before we wrap things up here at the Concord Speedway. As folks, we are back here at the WD Broadcasting Network at the Concord Speedway, ready to wrap up our event here tonight with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. First, we'll talk to our third place finisher here tonight, Alex Sexton. We're going to try and get Alex in Discord here. So we'll go ahead and hop in there, and we will talk to our third place finisher here tonight. Alex, we saw you starting in the second spot, and despite the various efforts to try and hang on to the second spot, you were able to, the number 2 of Mark Keepman got around you on that restart and drove away from you from there, but fortunately you were able to hang on to the third place spot here tonight. Give us your thoughts on the race here at Concord.
Yeah, going into the night, I thought it was gonna be. I'm obviously it was Wreckfest, but I didn't think we were gonna be good at all. I thought we were gonna qualify like 20th, but had a decent finish here. Qualified pretty good, so take it.
Yeah, definitely going to boost you in the points. Before tonight, you were sitting all the way back in the 12th spot, so a third place run here tonight should help you out quite a bit as far as the points go. Next week, we go to the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Alex, what are your thoughts going into race number 4 here?
I don't know. I really don't like Myrtle Beach, so we'll just see how it goes. If they have it set up or not. Hopefully they do.
Alrighty, well, that was Alex Sexton, our third place finisher here tonight. And now, I don't know if we're going to be able to talk to our second place finisher, as did find him. As Ryman Castle, second place finisher here tonight. We saw you lead up front for most of the race here, but unfortunately, tires might have worn off there on the P1 Performance number 1. And the number 2 of Mark Keaton was just able to slip around you and drive away to a victory. So Ryman still picking up the second place finish here tonight. Should help you quite a bit in points. Give us your thoughts after this one.
Yeah, I just burnt my stuff up. Had a pretty good race there. It's hard to beat Mark. That guy is really, really good there. Pretty sure it's his home track, so that's why we run it on this schedule. And to finish second to him, I guess I really can't complain. He raced me fairly clean, and he's really backing this corner up in 1. I tried doing it, just didn't really work out too well. And man, I just really wish I could have won that. But man, I don't know. I just gotta thank everybody at P1 Performance, Castle Speed Shop, Rock Fabrication Suspension, Austin Maynard Racing. Gotta give a shout out to Nate Coaster once again. He really worked with me a lot this week, pointed some stuff out that I was missing, and yeah, it just sucks to let that one slip away. I tried to save a little bit of tires there after he got by me, but just wasn't enough. That guy is really freaking good there.
Yeah, we saw you come close to holding him off a couple times. Just unfortunately, a little bit of tires there, and you got around you, but still picking up the second place spot here tonight. So congrats, Ryman. Myrtle Beach next week. How are you feeling going into race number 4?
Hopefully some confidence, man. I had a good top 10 run last week, and I got wrecked out of that in the last lap, finishing the 20th position again. Hopefully this is carries some momentum, and I kind of like Myrtle Beach. I don't usually qualify well there, but I usually end up in the front and the end of the race. So it's a big group of guys. I think it's one of those, like Concord, if you practice all week, get a good routine down, and you can kind of outsmart some of the guys that are actually good everywhere. Like tonight, like Ashby, he's good everywhere he goes, and it looks like he's a little bit of struggle tonight, just a little off, just because it's a challenging track. But I know those guys will be on the end game next week, so looks like I have to be hopefully one spot better next week.
Alrighty, well, congratulations tonight on your second place finish, and we wish you luck next week at Myrtle Beach. Thank you for coming into the booth here tonight. We will talk to you potentially next week at Myrtle Beach.
Absolutely. Thanks, Winston. Appreciate it.
Yep. Alrighty, well, that was our second place finisher here tonight, Ryman Castle. Next, we'll get a word from our winner here. Winner here tonight, Mark Keatman, picking up his record-tying 12th win and second time winning at Concord Speedway in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. We've raced here twice, Mark, and you swept both of them. What is it about this Concord Speedway that fits so well to your liking?
It's my home track. Grew up watching my dad race his super late model around here for years. Sadly, the track's no longer with us, but love the fact that it's still in the sim, so I turn laps on it whenever I can. I'm usually pretty fast, so I'm really happy that we were able to go back to back here tonight.
Yeah, we saw you had some really good speed in qualifying and practice, and you're able to put all that together and come home in the top spot. Coming into tonight, you were not looking too hot in the point standings, but this should boost you quite a bit. And going into Myrtle Beach next week, you got yourself some momentum going into that. So, what do you think your chances are going into Myrtle Beach next week?
Myrtle Beach is a really good track for me as well. We definitely had a rough start to the season. I think we finished like 15th at Pensacola. Dean disqualified in the second race. So hopefully this with the drops, this puts us in a good points position. It's points matters every day at the end of the day. So hopefully we can just keep going forward with our momentum.
All righty. Well, you picked up your 12th career victory here tonight in the Mid-South iRacing Tour. That puts you alongside Carter Russo for the top spot in the series. Mark, what is it like to share the top spot with someone who's had such success here in the Mid-South iRacing Tour?
It's pretty great. Me and Carter are teammates, so we have an amazing relationship. We race each other uh, as hard as if we were racing somebody else out there. We have a great time out there. I've worked on Carter's race cars when he first started racing, so we've been friends for a really long time. So it's actually really cool.
Yeah, definitely a big achievement there for the MK Performance guys. So congratulations, Mark, on your victory here tonight. We wish you luck next week at Myrtle Beach.
Alrighty, thanks, Winston. Thanks for broadcasting this for us.
Yep, you are very welcome. And that, folks, was our winner here tonight, Mark Keatman, picking up win number 12. He ties Carter Russo for the top spot. So we thank everybody here tonight for tuning in. One quick shout out to our sponsors at the Mid-South iRacing Tour, Kuko E-Motorsports and Brooks Motorsports, for helping out quite a bit with these guys and giving these guys something to race for. So we thank everybody for tuning in. We hope to see you guys back next week at Myrtle Beach with the Mid-South iRacing Tour. So once again, thank you everybody for watching, and everybody have a good rest of your week. And as always, y'all take it easy.